Here we are. I love the comments already. We're just starting on fire. Just how does Blaney blow it today? Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. We have a lot to talk about here today. I do, for the first time, have something on in the background. Well, not the first time. I will have something on in the background next week as well. But this week, I do think it's pretty cool for Ovi to break Gretzky's record kind of history. So I'm going to have that on in the background. What a moment that would be in pre-race poll history to have Ovi break it while, on the pre-race poll. Everyone's lost. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna talk through all this stuff. But first, let's get to the important things. Happy race day. Ooh. Happy race day. Cheers. Taking a pull. Now, I went with a new cider today. It gets hard to drink IPAs in the morning, but I have good news for everybody since the slightly buzzed worm was so popular last week with the pre-race poll. This is 6.6% alcohol, and it's a big boy. So let's see if we can get this done. Yeah, Drake, I'm glad you brought this up. I have changed it up. I don't know about you, but I'm mildly superstitious. And the last 2 weeks, I have been in collared shirts, and I've picked the winner correctly. So, because we don't believe in that, I still threw on a collared shirt just in case. All right, let's get into it. I have things kind of separate. It's going to take a little longer to kind of get through this, I think, just because I have things kind of separated way differently with practice. You had group 1, group 2. How do we actually decipher all this? I saw Corey LaJoy comment on, I think it was Jeff Gluck's tweet talking about the top 10 average and stuff like that. Anyway, that's noise, right? That's noise. The signal is here on the pre-race poll. Okay, William Byron. I'm a little stitious, yeah. Oh, how the turntables have. William Byron. He was good in practice. Okay. He was good in practice, and he's William Byron. If he was 9-1, I'd like him. What do we anticipate from the 24 car today? I anticipate very little mistakes. I anticipate him winning the race off pit road often. And I expect him to be in the mix all day without the best car. I think he's just going to be there. Does he win stage 1? I don't know. I think it kind of depends on cautions. If you go back to Homestead, where I think this is going to race very similarly to that, whether the setups are the same or not, I think it's going to race that way. The guys that pit long, like that stay out a little longer, I think have a good chance in the long run at catching whoever the leader is. I think that short pitting is what the leaders will do. I think that the guys deeper in the field will stay out a little longer and chance it. And I think Byron's just going to be around all day. And if you don't have him on your card, which at plus 650, he's not a plus 650 car. I think he's a 12-1 car that should be 9-1 based on the pit stall. It's going to be a stressful day because if there's a caution with 15 to go, oh, it's not the same. NASCAR moved the line further out. It's not the same line as last year. Okay. Either way, I think he's going to be there. I had a tweet from last year that I read as I will never not have the pole sitter at Darlington. And here we are. I don't have the pole sitter. Ryan Preece. Let me give the 60 team some advice today. You have a really good car. You have a really good driver. You have a legitimate chance to win this race. You know how you can't win this race? One mistake. One mistake, and the 60 team has no chance at winning this race. What you should do is just run a solid race for the first 80% of it. Just stay up front. So many times we see these teams where, maybe it's like kind of new for them to be up front, and they make a mistake and it costs them the day. You know what they need to do is take a page out of Josh Berry's book. Don't make many mistakes. Get out there. Be in the first 2 rows on a final restart and see what happens. But the one thing you can't do is force something early on and make a mistake. If you're the 60 team, you have the driver that can protect his tires. We all know that. You also, looks like you unloaded with a really fast race car, short run and long run. The one thing that could stop you is a mistake on pit road, a driving mistake, or forcing something too early. You just want to be there late. Yeah, just don't make a mistake. I I don't think the 60 team is tuning in per se, but I'm hoping that the message gets relayed because they have what looks to me like a top 4 car. And I trust Ryan Preece in the long run. Who here doesn't trust Ryan Preece in the long run? That guy can protect his tires. Okay, Denny Hamlin. Yeah, was he good on the long run? Yes, he was. Was he good on the short run? No. This guy gave up so much. Yeah, the 60 team's been solid at not making mistakes. I think they can do it. Brian Murphy might be biased, but I also agree. Denny Hamlin had to give up so much on the short run to be good on the long run. Okay, I'm not fading Denny Hamlin. That's not what I'm saying. I just gosh, this is going to bite. I'm not going to fade him because I think Denny could win the race. And then your whole day, even if you fade him the 12, the 24, the 5, you have a bad day. I don't want a bad day. I want to have, at worst, a break-even day. I don't think he has a race-winning car. I think in order for him to win, it's going to need to be some sort of strategy. It's going to need to be some sort of long run where he actually, maybe he pits one less time, or I got nothing on or against him, Big Ross said, and I agree with that. Although you see the 10-1 price at Darlington, you go, well, that's pretty good. His car looked way better last week at Martinsville in practice. Chase Briscoe. He didn't look good at all. Okay, Nigel, I might be overthinking his short run pace. I don't even know what that means. The whole world is against him. Nigel, what do you mean by I might be overthinking his short run pace? You got to be careful accusing me of things on this when I have the microphone and you just can type. Because I saw him running in the 31s as early as lap 10. Yeah, Toyota in general a bit off. Yeah, I objectively saying rarely fires off well. I agree, but he looked slower than the only person that looked slower than him was Chase Briscoe and Michael McDowell in the second group. So Bell was also not good. Ty Gibbs, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I think Chase Briscoe, he runs well here. And the other thing about Chase Briscoe is he holds his track position really well, even if he has an average car. I don't know how many times it was last year that I faded the 19 because he qualified well, and I thought his car was going to be, struggle, and he just kind of maintains track position really well. So I don't like both Denny and Chase. Obviously, I trust Denny way more than Chase. If you want to fade Briscoe, I know why. I haven't done it. I haven't played any matchups. I've been getting my ass kicked in matchups, so I'm kind of staying away from that. Priest today, Briscoe in the fall, high line. I kind of agree with that. Bubba. I think Bubba looked like the best Toyota. And I think Bubba, for whatever reason this year, I'm high on Bubba kind of every week. Do I think he can go out there and win? I don't know. I think he would have to have something happen like what happened with Brandon Jones yesterday, win the race off pit road late and then not have a long run. But I don't hate his win price. I like him. I like Bubba everywhere. I think he's just undervalued at this point in the week. I think he's a little undervalued. And maybe week in and week out. That's the case. Yes, 23XI look better than Gibbs. I agree. Austin Cindric. Gosh, I want to hate on Austin Cindric, but gosh, he was decent. He was in Group 1, and those are Group 1 and Group 2 were very different when it comes to lap times. I think that they need to be, you need to adjust properly when looking at those lap times, and especially like the 10 and 15 and 20 lap average. I don't even look at those anyway. So I thought Cindric looked pretty solid. I thought that there were maybe only one or two other cars that were better than him in that Group 1. And I usually hate Austin Cindric for fallout, but I thought it was good. I thought he was pretty good. Do I trust him? No. Have I bet on him? No, but I've certainly looked at some stuff. Thanks, Nuke. Syndic's car looked awesome. I agree. Am I weighing Miami as heavily? I think this race plays out very similarly to Miami. I just think that's the way it plays out. That's the way that the times look. That's the way that it just seems that way with the 12 and the 5. Do we trust the Penske cars? That's a good question, Hot Guy Pod, which I think I can't decide if I'm going to call Hot Pass Podcast, Hot Guy Podcast, or Emotional Guy Podcast, because, geez, oh, Pete's. I love the emotion, but when he's talking about all the Brandon Jones haters, like, who hates Brandon Jones? Honestly, I've been watching this sport for 15 years, and I feel like Brandon Jones has been around like the entire time. And I just think he's always been a solid driver. He's good in Gibbs equipment. He has a pretty level head. I don't know. Who hates Brandon Jones? Yeah. Pre-71, tough to, I know. So I do have a little priest from some stale lines, but man, 25 is tough. 25. Brandon Jones, the Alex Bowman Xfinity Series? Yeah, kind of. I almost said the dumbest thing you could ever say. I almost said in better equipment. Take a pull. That's a penalty. Like, I wasn't going to say it. I caught myself, but I almost said Brandon Jones is relative to the field. It might be better. Like, week in, week out, I feel like Gibbs is pretty fast, but I almost just said someone had better equipment than Hendrick Motorsports. So I'm going to take a pull. Gross. A stupid comment. Tyler Reddick. I do think I want a full diatribe on Bowman here, giving the emphasis we're putting on Homestead. Oh, Todd. Damn it. Okay, let me get to him. Come on, we're slowing down here. Tyler Reddick. He's gonna figure it out here. I think he was a little better than he was at Miami. No, Brian, I think he's a little better. He looks better in practice. He looked better in practice today or yesterday than he did at Miami. I think Reddick's going to be good in the long run. I just think he's a little short. I haven't seen Reddick be that 6-1 or plus 650 car. Where is he sitting most places here? Let's see if I can update it. Reddick, there's some plus 850 at FanDuel. Is that still around? Reddick looked better in practice yesterday than he did at Homestead. Yeah. What is this? Okay. Where are we at here? I'm getting Kyle Busch. All right. Kyle was pretty solid. I was shocked at how much his odds came down. I know that Todd and I jumped on a little of the 40 opener. I did not expect him to close like 18 before practice and qualifying. I didn't see that happening. And then he looked pretty good in practice. I saw something late out of Kyle Busch that was really good. Shows a lot of potential. Kind of scary. Do I trust him, though? I trust him if he's up there racing for the win to get the best finish. What I don't trust is if he just kind of struggles all day. I could see him easily just being the first caution. I don't know. He qualified well. When was the last time we saw Kyle Busch qualify well? He's going to be in the mix. I think Kyle Busch will be good. 14 earlier in KB. Other than Coda, he looked much better than I thought he would. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Nuke. He's a big-time practice tinkerer, but he stayed out the whole time, and he did not pit. First caution, we probably heard. Yeah, that's the thing. And Brian, I think he hit the nail on it. One mistake, if he goes a lap down, unless his car's a rocket, he is not coming back through the field. Okay, let's keep moving here. I like Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney. Well, I mean, it's no secret. He looked the best in practice, like short middle run. This is just like Homestead. But does he? Do you trust him to get to the finish line? I don't know. If it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not one thing, it's another with Ryan Blaney. He's been, without question, the fastest car in intermediates this year. I don't even think it's close. I think he wins Vegas by 15 seconds if he doesn't have issues. But Kyle's fading. Don't fade the 12. I don't care where his finish is, Cygnus. Like, remember, Truex sucked at short tracks until he didn't. Right? Like, Truex sucked at short tracks until he kicked everyone's ass for years. So I think Ryan Blaney, and you could just, I don't know if this is a Penske thing or if this is just a Blaney thing, but both Cindric and Blaney look good on the long run. It's just, can you play him? Do you trust him? You know, I like to ask this question. Who are we betting on today? The best car, the second best car, the third best car, the fourth best car, or fifth best car? Who's going to win? Which one of those? Yeah, I agree. Can't have worse luck, but you know, who knows? Michael McDowell. He's a light. I agree, Nuke. He's a light. He's a rocket. When was the last time Ryan Blaney was passed? Other than like on the same strategy. I know Hamlin passed him to win a stage at Homestead, but on the same tires, Ryan Blaney hasn't been passed since before the playoffs last year, in my opinion. Well, Wyatt, he got taken out by talentless Truex early in the race last year. Yeah, I know, everybody. I know. He got passed when his engine blew. I just don't think he's been passed since before the playoffs last year. Under green. I don't think Ryan Blaney has not heard this on the radio, clear behind this car. He's never heard that. Speaking of clear behind him, I think Michael McDowell is going to hear that a lot today. He's going to hear it early and often. I don't think Michael McDowell is very good. He's hard to pass, but he had a lot of fall off. 3 top 10s and 16 starts. That's incredible. And he's been a spaceship every week. Yeah, I agree with Big Ross. Yeah, I know he doesn't do well at. All right, so for the guys that don't think Blaney is going to do well, are you going to offer maybe like some 8 or 9 to 1 on this? Like, I'm pretty sure we have some buyers on here. We could just turn this into like our own little exchange. That sounds like a great idea. I don't know if that's against the law for you to bring up, but anyway, Ty Gibbs. I don't know. Average in practice, but average in practice for him means terrible in the race, because great in practice means terrible in the race. So I don't trust Ty Gibbs. He cannot be trusted. Yeah. Yeah, he's a guy you could fade. I saw an interview with Joey talking about the issues they've been having. It seems they are pushing the performance of the parts for. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. Ty Gibbs has to show me something. Just run up front. Just run in the top 8 all day. I agree. Just run in the top 8 all day, and then, okay, we can talk about maybe placing a bet on this guy. Todd Gilliland. Okay, so good qualifying out of Gilliland. Decent long run speed out of him. He was also decent. I remember in the fall or spring last year when he passed the 11 straight up. So I don't hate Gilliland. I know there's a lot of Gillievers out there. It's a great term, by the way. I love that. I think he was good on the long run, but if he gets shuffled back, it's going to be really hard. You guys, you hit the Gilly top 10 plus 750 last night. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the best way to make money these days. If you can take some top 10 bets and you just find some consistent guys. I say to David Gilliland, to Justin Haley, I don't know if I throw Noah Gragson in there, but I'd put Riley Herbst in this category. If late in the race, like the people are saying, if people on the broadcast saying, hey, in a great run out of either Justin Haley, Todd Gilliland, Riley Herbst, Cole Custer, Noah Gragson, even, that's a great run. Like, yeah, it's Zane Smith. That's what you're looking for. Just don't make too many mistakes, and you can find you have speed, and you have enough speed in the race cars. Just don't make mistakes and find yourself running 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th late in the race. I think that's great for these guys, not necessarily and also from a betting standpoint, if you take the right guy, but I think that's really important. I don't like Haley top 10 today, Kyle. Carson Hocevar. The guy has speed. He always has speed week in and week out. Does he get the finish? Does he have some bad luck? Let's see. I got to find him here. Where are my notes on him? Was he in Group A? Oh, yeah, he was. Actually, a lot of fall off. I think Hocevar needs to. I don't know. I got nothing on nor against Hocevar, and I'm pretty much opinionless. I don't know if Nuke has anything, or Big Ross, or anyone on here has an opinion on Hocevar today. I don't. It is so hard. You can't have an opinion on everyone. I try to give my opinion on everyone, but it's just impossible. It's just impossible, and I just don't know and don't care about Hocevar today. Anything? I'll move on while we see Chris Buescher. I nibble a little bit of his opener at 40. He looked okay. He never looks great in practice, though, and he just tends to race well. Roger says, Hocevar will piss someone off. Yeah, I agree. Can't be trusted at the hardest track. Yeah, that's a good point. It is the hardest track. I think it is the hardest track. Now, I think that you can run tougher line. I do think the line that Larson runs at Homestead, let's say, or even this track, like what Larson does at Homestead is really difficult too. How many cars am I gonna put in the top 10? Yeah, Buescher over Logano. I like that. What odds though? Buescher top Ford plus 750. Yeah, he's just gonna have to hope Blaney, doesn't finish. I like Buescher, not from anything I saw in practice, but from just my eyeballs tell me. Well, not even my eyeballs. It's my brain telling me that he's just good, and I can trust him here. I think that's what it is. I just trust Chris Buescher. Chase Elliott did not look good in practice. Clearly, a lot of fall off. Does running yesterday help? I don't know. I don't know. Elliott loves this track. Who loves this track? Oh, Buescher loves this track. Yeah, not Elliott. I don't like Chase today. Yeah, I think Bubba beats Chase. Is Kez better than Buescher today? He looked better in practice. Elliott's an Xfinity driver now. Nothing on or against Elliott. If anything, you're against Elliott. If the only way you can justify being on him is if you just like his outright prices, maybe his top 5 price, and just say, hey, it's Hendrick, it's Chase Elliott, a former champion, and you're going to give me a good price there. That's the only way I can see you on Chase Elliott. Or his car's so bad that they're just going to try to gingerly take it around. Like, there is something to a car being so bad and just trying to get the best finish out of the day. I think that's a thing. And Chase Elliott looked so bad in practice, it might just be, hey, both hands on the wheel. Let's just get this thing home in the top 10. That's a thing. Yeah, we'll talk about Kez in a second. Zane Smith. Zane showed a little bit of speed. It's one of those things where do you trust him to get it done? And I think if you're going to take him, the top 10 prices are there. I don't know. Zane's a guy that I don't pay that much attention to for whatever reason. I don't know why I don't pay attention to Zane Smith. You kept betting Elliott yesterday in the race. Yeah. I had Chastain and Allgaier. Terrible bets. Let's see. Allgaier losing. I mean, the Xfinity series is very frustrating from a betting perspective. Can we just Larson at Homestead? Allgaier yesterday. I mean, you had Allgaier at 17-1. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, I don't know why Larson changed pit crews. If you had to, if the best car wasn't going to win and you had to pick who it was in all 3 series, I would say number 1 would be Allgaier, number 2 would be Heim, number 3 would be Blaney. Yeah, Quapple will make some money. He had some Gator parlayed with some NBA. That sucks. Yeah, I also had Allgaier parlayed with Larson. That would have been nice. Okay, Chris Bell. Okay, here's my thought on Chris Bell. Looked bad in practice, qualified terrible, was in the best equipment yesterday and not very good. Why do I think he's going to finish in the top 5? That is just my brain telling me that's where I think he's going to be, where he's going to finish, or a lap down. Like there's no like, oh, Chris Bell finished 10th. I thought he was bad yesterday and he had a chance to win. I don't know why my gut just tells me he gets so much better throughout the race. If he starts off bad, Adam Stevens adjusts that thing and they figure it out. Like Chris Bell all of a sudden's like, hey, you know what? I got to change the line I'm running. I got to change something. And they do. They figure it out very well. He turns it around in races. Like he was about to go a lap down at Homestead 2 years ago and he still won. Yeah. Nuke says, I agree, man. This is Bell's MO sometimes. He just shows up when you don't expect him to on those rare occasions. Yeah, Nuke, we agree on a lot of things here. I want to fade him. Like the numbers say fade the hell out of him. But also, it's crazy that you're seeing him 18-1 at some places to win the race. Now, I hate that number. But at what point do you say it's Chris Bell? You know? I don't know. That's where I'm at on Chris Bell. It's a hard guy to fade. I haven't played any matchups. I'm a little matchup gun shy. I got been getting killed on them. Joey Logano. Did not look good. I don't know. 24-1 on FanDuel is who's 24-1? Bell? Holy smokes. That's a lot. That's crazy. That just goes to show you the difference between Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Chris Bell. To the fact we're going to see that. Wow. 24-1? Should he ever be 24-1? Just a thought. Okay, Todd's texting me. Todd, look at what you sent me. Take a drink. That was brutal. I had to look at that. I paused my show. I got a lot of people in here. I paused my show for you. All right, Chris Bell. I don't know. Joey Logano showed me nothing. Let me find him here. Joey Logano. Bad. Pitted. Bad again. Bad. Pitted. Bad again. Okay, so again, we find ourselves with a car that's so bad. Do something different. Stay out long. Maybe get a lucky caution. I want to fade Logano. The price, I mean, the price is against him. He's been getting killed. And that scares me because he's going to be so bad. He has to do something different. And the next thing you know, Paul Wolf and him are top 5 on the same schedule as everyone else. Yeah, Bell ran 7 laps and pitted. That was the quick. Him and Bowman. Well, Bowman waited to go out, and then they had a caution. So the worst car was probably Bell when they unloaded. Let's see. Larson. Well, I took 6. Is that the best price we're going to see on him in an intermediate this year? I really, I couldn't take it for much, but you got to think he's going to be up there. We think Kyle Larson's just going to disappear. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. In the short run, Blaney was better. Where did we see this? We saw this. We saw this at Homestead. I don't think Larson was the best car for the first 70% of the run, but that last 30%, was he way better than everyone else. I think that's going to be the same this time. Here's the difference. Because Larson will start so far back, it's going to be hard for him to make a lot of passes. Where I thought that Larson was actually different from prior strategies at Homestead is he was so far back, he didn't do the short pitting route, which is what the leaders do, because you can't risk staying out long if you're the leader, because then if there's a caution, you just throw away your track position. Because Larson is so far back, if this thing stays green, I think that's where he'll pick up a lot of spots. I think he stays out long like he did at Homestead. And if it does stay green, I think he flies to the front like him and Hamlin did. Where we're different is where it's different this time. Hamlin actually has the track position. I think Hamlin's going to be forced to actually short pit with the leaders, with the guys like William Byron, Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe. Those guys are going to short pit. And then you're going to see guys late, like I think you'll see, Chris Bell and Kyle Larson. I think Chris Bell always stays out longer. I think you'll see the same thing from Kyle Larson. And that's if the caution comes out when he's staying out, he's going to inherit track position because everyone's going to take 4 tires. Where it would be terrible for Larson is if he stays out long, pits, and then there's a caution. Unless he's only got 1 lap on his tires, he's lost all of his track position. So it depends on how good his car is in the short run. If he's able to pick up spots early, he might short pit. But if he's just back there kind of mired in traffic, he could stay out long. Kez is another guy. Logano's another guy. And the reason why Logano and Kez are able to do it, they're really hard to pass, and they're able to make it stick once they make that decision. So Jacob says, usually your logic is right, so we would agree with you. Well, thank you, Jacob. I've been wrong. I've been wrong before many times. But that's my take on Larson. Brad Keselowski, well, probably the best in the long run in Group 1. What does that mean? He was good here last year, and I trust Brad Keselowski. His day is very different than Ryan Preece's, where Ryan Preece like, hey, just don't make mistakes, keep it up front, be there late. Brad Keselowski, hey, you got to go drive this race car to the front. Go drive the car to the front. Like, take some risks, get that thing going. He could follow Larson up through the field. I like Brad Keselowski. Unfortunately, his odds took a little bit of a dump after practice and qualifying. I know if they show that damn graph, and then, they start talking about Keselowski good on the long run, and the next thing you know, you go from having him at 25 to 1 to 16. I think you definitely have to wait and bet him live if you're going to take Brad Keselowski. Do I trust Brad? Brad and I have such a history. I mean, Brad Keselowski is a world-class driver. It's like he used to be good everywhere. Who are your top 3 rebound teams of the day, and who are your top 3 rebound capable teams of the year? Ooh, top 3 rebound teams of the day. I think Josh Berry will rebound well today. I think Brad Keselowski will rebound well today. I mean, and Larson, I guess if you're going to call even that a rebound, I expect those guys to be moving up. Yeah, you got to wait and see on Brad. But I think he's going to be good. Justin Haley looked not good today. The opposite of Homestead when we all had him in the top 7 or top 10. I can't back him. Today. Now, could he hang around? Sure, he could. AJ Allmendinger, typically like him at high wear tracks. A little bit of fall off, a couple pits. I don't know. I'm starting. This is where I start to get like opinionless. Austin Dillon. Let's see. Where are you at? Austin Dillon. Where are you at here, dude? Austin Dillon. Okay. I typically like Austin Dillon on high wear tracks. He was okay in practice. His teammate was much better. Is he a guy that hangs around? Maybe. I have nothing on nor against him. This is not the same Austin Dillon we saw a couple years ago where high tire wear, high line tracks, he's really good. Josh Berry, I anticipate Josh Berry to be very good. I anticipate him to recover very well from this. I think he is able to save his tires. He's run well here. I also think that he's kind of a conservative driver, and I like conservative drivers at this track for the first 80% of the race. Brian has him top 10. Yeah, Dinger, one angry man. Yeah. And I thought Berry was good in practice, too. So not only did I expect him to be good, he was good in practice. Top 10 plus 160 early in the week. I wonder if it's any better than that right now. I don't have much on this race. I got a couple of outrights, couple of pre-stale lines. Ross Chastain. What a fall from grace at this track for this guy. Like, even money now? Yeah, I would not play Berry at even money. Plus 160 is a good grab. Berry at even money. We'll go over the top 10 here in a minute, but I don't know that I can get on board at even money. Plus 160, absolutely. Ross Chastain, he did not look good in practice. He used to be good here. He ran, okay, so his lap times look good, then bad, good, then bad. That to me is a sign of a car that doesn't handle well. Like, he can nail a lap every now and then, but I just don't think, okay. Racing Wrestling Fan 36. Very conservative. He had the most incidents in the Busch and Cup. Berry should be 4-1 not to finish. Are those all his fault, though? Because my eyeballs tell me something different. Can we fade Logano or Chase with Ross? No. Yeah, Chastain drove like an absolute dickhead yesterday. And he didn't look good, but he's raced well here. Chastain never qualifies well. I don't like Ross. Jones having speed at all? No. Let's see. Gregson. Gosh, I want to say Gregson's going to be good, but I don't know. He wasn't. Take Custer over hill like a man. Walking in the furniture store? Yeah, boy, we got some couch drama at our house now. My wife bought a couch, and now she doesn't like it. Now she's selling it at a loss, mind you. We want to get into this? It was just a big conversation yesterday. Anyway. Gregson, I like his driving style. He showed me nothing in practice. I like his driving style here, but I don't know. Yeah, we bought a couch and sold it at a loss. Now we need to buy a new couch. Again. Berry over Byron? I don't know about that. Okay, maybe at the end. I love it. Okay, I'll give my opinion on the throwback stuff here. Okay. Where are we at here? John Hunter Nemechek. I mean, Ricky Stenhouse. You want to say Ricky Stenhouse be good. We're getting to the point where I really don't care about a lot of these guys. Ty Dillon was really bad. Daniel Suarez. I mean, what a bad qualifying. I don't know. I don't trust Daniel Suarez either. He had a ton of fall off. Alex Bowman. Oof. He's going to be moving forward. Like, he could be one of those guys that could recover. Yeah. I love that. Oh, man. Yeah. Yep. I did not get any CLV on the couch. Couch unloaded terribly. I mean, it was so funny. Like, it gets delivered, and I was like, oh, it's too. She shows up like later, and she was just like, oh, it's too big. Anyway, Eric Jones. It's going to take just him being talented in order to get up there. Because it did not show speed. Cody Ware, no. SVG. I mean, we all know SVGs are really going to struggle at places like this, I think, early on. Just try to keep it a lap on this lead lap. Austin Hill, the biggest dickhead driver in all of the Xfinity series. Did he really stand up and like try to take people under his wing? in the Xfinity Series. Like, what? Austin Hill? I don't think so. Okay. What am I talking about here? The Xfinity Mentor. Yeah. No. Talk to Justin Allgaier. Has Justin Allgaier ever raced anybody bad? Badly. Yeah, the dude's a clown. Austin Hill's starting to piss me off. I'll tell you that though. Yeah, everyone's afraid of him because he will knock your ass out. Yeah. All right. Top 10. Byron, Preece, Hamlin, Bubba, Reddick, Busch, Blaney. I mean, Larson, Brad, Barry. That was easy. Top 10, easy. Last week, got real difficult for me. I'm going to do that again. Byron, Preece, Denny, Bubba, Reddick, Busch, Blaney, Larson, Brad, Barry. Boom. Easy. Now, if you recall, last week I was very unsure about the top 10, and I was really accurate. Now, I didn't have Bell in there, but pretty close. I mean, I put Preece in there. I don't have Briscoe in the top 10. He's not a top 10 car in practice. Now, could he race that way? Yeah, I'm just going off of practice. Talking about practice. Yep. Okay, so top 3 cars. I mean, Blaney, Larson. Oh, Buescher wasn't in my top 10. Ooh. No, I have Hamlin in there. Oh, yeah. Buescher. Okay, I'd put Buescher over Barry. Check that. Okay. Top 3. I mean, Larson, Blaney. Okay, so I'll say this. Man, I don't know. That's impossible. I don't know. I don't know the third car. Blaney, Byron, Larson. It's not, but I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think Byron is a top 3 car. I think he stays in the top 3 all day. Because if you think Byron's a top 3 car, you should be pounding his plus 650 because he's going to be up there all day. That doesn't mean he's the third best car. I think it could be Reddick. You could throw Ryan Preece in there. Ryan Preece was damn good. In practice. You know, Kyle Busch showed me something. I know I can give you the top 2, the 5 and the 12. You come here for the hard-hitting stuff. I agree. The 23 is running good. Okay, my deal on the throwback. I'm really weirded out by how many people have an opinion about the throwback. Do I like it? Yeah, I do like it. But remember, for me, I've only watched NASCAR for 15 years. So I like the throwbacks to like Johnson. Like, I like when the 48 does a Johnson throwback. Dude, Johnson was a beast. That guy was always up front, never making mistakes, adjusting his car. Like, I like stuff like that where, I like those throwbacks. When it gets really far back and you get in like the Terry Labonte stuff, that to me, I don't have that same like vintage, NASCAR history. But the fact I do like the Johnson throwback, or I like the, the NOS Energy throwback that they had yesterday for Kyle Busch, that brings something out of me. So I imagine if you're a NASCAR fan it's got to bring something out of you. If you are a NASCAR fan that did grow up with a Labonte, like, if you don't, yeah, exactly. But I like seeing it with the cars that I know the history of, or like, oh, I remember that. And I'm telling you what, man, seeing Johnson's paint schemes on the 48. Yeah, and see, here's the deal. The Nuke the House says, if the Labonte car makes me stiff, he's not going to lie. What's the downside of having that? Like, I don't understand why people are hating on it. That's why I don't, like, why do you care? Is it harder? I agree. Big Ross says, why does everything have to be argued? Like, it's okay to just be opinionless. And I feel like NASCAR fans they hate or love everything. Like, it's the highest beta ever. The Gatorade car looks sick. Like, I like the nostalgic part of racing when I see cars that I just remember, It doesn't help when the most popular driver complains about it. Yeah. I mean, what a personality he has. Yeah, and zero opinion's fine. I just don't understand why people have an opinion. Like, who cares? If people like it, great. Who doesn't like it? Do I think Priest can legitimately win the race today? He looked better than Briscoe did in the Southern 500. If that answers your question. Dylan and the Goodrich 3 at Daytona, and I'm going to get alcohol poisoning. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think, Brian, it just comes down to NASCAR fans love to complain. So I guess, Nuke, all together, all in all, I do think Priest has the car and the talent to win in the right scenario. I do think if Blaney gets the lead, it's going to be really hard to pass him. The only way Blaney gets past is if Larson in the long run has something that no one else does, and that's just the talent to run a different line. Yeah, the 24 is a good one today. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the 12 looks good. I'm not saying Priest can't. He won't. Yeah, those are two different things. Who wins? Dylan over Suarez, minus 125. That's probably, I would say that there's value there. Who wins? All right, so I think that Ovechkin just scored. He did it. Wow. Ovechkin did it. That's crazy. Hey, what another pre-race pull miracle. Wow. Ovechkin, 895 goals. Cheers. Wow. That's cool. So growing up, I liked to play hockey, and I was a big hockey guy growing up. And I thought I was going to break out Gretzky's records. Instead, I'm getting drunk talking to you idiots. So, winner. It's going to come down to Blaney, and Larson, and Byron, in my opinion. And here's why. Byron, just because he's going to be up front all day, he doesn't make mistakes. That's why I think Byron will be up there. The best car in mid to short run is going to be Blaney. The best car in the long run is going to be Larson. I'm going to catch so much shit for this. If Byron is the best car on the short run, why did he pit after 9 laps? If Byron is the best car on the short run, why did he pit after 10 laps? I think he's going to be around all day. He's going to be a problem. Yes, we would all agree he's going to be a problem all day. Larson could hit the wall. Yeah. I'm going to pick Larson. Yep. You come here for like Kyle Larson. I know I get everyone gives me a hard time for picking him all the time. But he's the best here. His car looked good. What else do you want? Like, I don't know what else to say. And you know what? I don't see in 6-1. Nuke the House says, I think he wins, and I bet other drivers. Yeah, this is the other thing. Yeah, Sharp, I know. I'm just taking the heavy chalk to win. I do think Blaney is going to be a bitch if he gets out front. I normally in this scenario pick Blaney. Yeah, you turn in every week to hear Larson. Well, was he the best car at Vegas? No, but I also said Blaney was going to be really good. And I thought Larson was arguably the best car. Byron down to plus 450 on DK? No way. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's do questions. Go ahead. Ask me about Larson. Got a little bit of a beer left, getting buzzed. Empty stomach, 6.6%. By the way, I already had one too, so. And you don't tune in every week for the winner. You tune in every week for me to run down every driver. Come on. No, Larson's the best driver. How do you get Priest exposure on your card at current prices? Ooh, that's a good question. What Bubba over Briscoe stage 1? We scared about the new pit crew? I'm not scared about I don't look into pit stuff. Log into Bovada. What am I missing here? What's going on? What am I logging? I mean, I'm logged into Bovada. I have to be. I'm out of the country. What am I looking at? Stage 1 bets? Okay, if you want Priest, yeah, maybe top 5 plus 350 is not bad. Priest top 10, even money. I don't know that I like that. Priest over Elliott. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I like that. I feel like you want to get paid with Priest. Am I wrong to think about that? His top 10 is minus 120, but it's minus 250. Oh, plus 250. Yeah, that's the thing. I got that plus 250 stale number. Stale is the best. Why is no one talking about Hamlin? Okay, so I went over Hamlin. He was he gave up so much on the short run to be good in the long run. Can Denny Hamlin win at Darlington? Newsflash. Yes, he can. But I think he has to give up so much in the short run to be good. Yeah, Aaron, I agree. You got to get paid on Priest. You got to get paid. Yeah, 10-1 on Hamlin. He was bad in the spring last year. No, Denny's not washed. My issue with Hamlin was laps like 10 through 17. I mean, he's losing 4/10 to Blaney. Bowman plus 220 top 10. I mean, he recovers better than anyone, but might be fading pre-stage 2 with Blaney. What do you can fade? You have a Blaney Priest matchup in a stage? What Seabell shirt should you wear today? Oh, you shouldn't wear one. Just go shirtless. Reddick top Toyota 2-1 is I like that. Bet365 has stage 1 and stage 2 matchups. And you're telling me that Preece and Blaney is a matchup? Hot and sunny, Larson. Bubba top Toyota 7. Yeah. And the other thing, too, is Reddick finds speed dangerously. Bubba doesn't. Bubba's just got speed. So that Bubba 7's pretty good, too. I have a really small card. I think I'm really looking live here. I only have Larson at 6, KFB at 40, Buescher at 40, and that stale 55 on Preece. So I'll be looking live. They're a matchup stage 2. Preece and Blaney. What's the price? Yeah, Nuke, I agree. I'm not the last thing I want is to end up in, I've had a few rough, kind of pre-practice and qualifying bets. Oh, Blaney minus 135 over Preece. I don't see a world where Preece beats Blaney. Like, if it's just straight up. Busch over Chase. I like that. We've gotten killed the last 2 weeks, and if I told you what I should be up, yeah, I'm sure I would. Yeah. Luckily, dude, I got saved last week by Hamlin. I made almost nothing on the weekend. I had Heim, Honeycutt top 5. And I don't remember the Xfinity race. Like, I don't even want to talk about that. Denny saved me, and I had a decent sized bet on him, and I barely made money. Not enough to pay the rent, that's for sure. Good God. I lost everything. In my matchups, 0-3. Yeah, I had Heim and Honeycutt top 5 too. Yeah, same shit. I was pissed after the truck race. Gray 25-1 last week. Dude, that might be worse. Yeah. Blaney plus 105 on Hamlin at Bovada right now. Oh, you gotta like that. I don't think there's a world where, Blaney's going to be, okay. Do some quick math here on this Blaney Larson, or Blaney Hamlin. Beer's kicking in, boys. Sorry. Okay. Let's just say, so lap 11 through lap 25. Okay, so 15 laps. Blaney averaged 30.9. Okay. 30.9. Okay. Denny Hamlin, 31.3. He's only 0.4 a lap faster. So what's that? A 6-second lead? You know what's funny, Jacob, you say that is, my dad and then a couple of buddies that watch this show are like, dude, if you watch the pre-race poll and you don't know what I think by the end, you don't know me. Like, I don't even give out that much, but it's more the mannerisms and the, like, Hot Guy Pod was saying, Emotional Pod, sorry, was saying, like, how do you not bet Blaney over Preece? Like, how do you not do that? Well, that's why we love NASCAR. It's predictably unpredictable. It's predictable, but also unpredictable, and you're always in it. That's why NASCAR is great. Is could you imagine the Masters? Let's just say Scheffler's out to a 5-shot lead, and all of a sudden, someone runs out into the fairway, and they say, "Oh, nope, fan ran on the fairway," or a hot dog wrapper is out there, and so now we're just going to play 18, and we're going to let Scheffler tee off from the reds, and then everyone else tees off from the back tees. Well, someone's going to make a 3. You got Gretzky out there. He's had a couple of vodkas this morning. Talking. Love it. All right. Going back to my old one. All right. Kez at 25 on MGM. That's the best price. Yeah, I agree that unpredictability is there. Yeah, I guess when it comes to my pick with Larson, remember I did bet him, so I might have a little bit of bias there. All right, any last questions? We've been going for an hour. I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute. This race comes down to, under normal circumstances, I think Blaney and Larson will be best. Blaney will be better short, medium run. Larson will be best long run. William Byron will constantly be up front. Ryan Preece will just kind of hang around. Denny Hamlin, not fast, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. So, Buescher top 10, it's probably properly priced. Although I trust Buescher a lot more than I trust other drivers. So, all right, everybody, let's get out of here. Happy race day. Does Byron win the race out pit road every damn time? If he's pitting in the top 3, yeah. If he's pitting in the top 3, yeah. I don't see how he doesn't. All right. Go Larson. Peace.